Hey guys, welcome back to Clockwise Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Let's dive right into it here. Taking a look at CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin pulling back, was around $45,000 and everyone was going crazy, right? It was like 44.8. I think it shot up to 45,000. Everyone's going crazy. Now we're seeing a pullback. The market cap is still over $1 trillion, but it's down 5.17% for the day. And to be honest with you, it's not surprising to me. There's a lot of FOMO about this Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF, just to clarify. And I want to be a little more accurate when we talk about it in regular ETF versus a spot ETF, meaning they will actually be buying the asset, buying Bitcoin. So right now we're down 5.17% over the last day. And if we take a look here at other projects, pretty much the altcoins, and look at Ethereum sitting at 22.10, and Solana pulling back down to $98 again after that crazy pump. Cardano pulling back to 55 cents. Very exciting to see that there's opportunity for people to still accumulate. Avalanche sitting at $36.86, and just a pullback across the board with altcoins. Now we see even Stellar, Stellar pulling back a little bit, sitting at 12 cents, and we have HBAR holding steady, but still a slight pullback here, and everything just pulling back. So going to the charts real quick, we'll take a look here at Bitcoin. Our prediction here is for a pullback. There needs to be a reason, right? And I said this before. I said this when we were, at the top, and everyone's like, "Oh, is this the bottom?" We pulled back. We pulled all the way down to about $18,000, and with Bitcoin, there's always going to be an excuse. There's always going to be a reason psychologically people are going to sell. Now you see how, we talked about this. We see this candle, that crazy candle. This candle was full at the beginning of the week. This candle was full, and now we're seeing a massive pullback, still respecting this level. So it did look like it was broken at the beginning of the week. This is a weekly candle. You guys know how I feel about staying on the higher time frames. This weekly candle was full. It looked like it was broken, and we pulled directly back, respecting it. Now, I'm keeping our chart exactly the way it is because, like I said, there has to be a reason for the pullback to this trend line to break or bounce. That's what we're waiting for. I'm holding true to it. There's been nothing to prove otherwise. Despite when everyone was saying that was the bottom, that was it, and everyone's going crazy, the reason why I said I do not think the Bitcoin ETF will be approved, that will be the reason for the pullback, right? If we don't have approval by January 10th, January 15th, whatever, this month, let's just say January. There's no approval by January. That will be the reason for the pullback. Now, the question is, I'm holding true. The question is, will we bounce or break this level? That is my only question, right? I think we're going to pull back. I'm pretty sure. Everything's looking, respecting this level. Made a new high. Now we have to pull back to this. This is the third touch. Now it's 3 touches this trend line. We have one, which was around 16,000. We had one around 16,000 in the price of Bitcoin. We had another one around 25,000. It was a touch. Now, this final touch, which should be around 30 to, it looks like it would be around 30 to 35. Let's say 30 to 35,000. Are we going to touch or break that level when we get there? Now, that's why I've kept this on the chart. I'm not deviating despite what's going on. Everyone gets the FOMO. Oh, that was it. Bull market in effect. The only thing I wait for is extreme pain. I don't think we've had extreme pain in the market that really constitutes that turn. Now, I do think we may have a couple of weeks. I think it would be this month. And the only reason I'm saying this is because the only thing that could occur that will cause that extreme pain is some negative news about the Bitcoin ETF. So that's where I'm standing on that. I'm keeping it on here. I'm holding true. What if I'm wrong? I'm wrong. But right now, I think we need to see a bounce or break at this red trend line that I have here. So this will stay on the chart until further notice, until a new high is broken. Right now, it's looking like the high that needs to break would be about 48. I want to say it would be really, if you guys can see this, it would really be the previous high point right here. That's what I would need to see broken for me to kind of change my entire outlook on this entire sentiment or this entire analysis. I want to see this broken, and that's why I'll be like, okay, there we go. Okay, that's it. So maybe we should mark. Let's do that. We'll mark this level here. Let's mark it red too. Let's mark it red too there. We'll mark it red as well. Those are key levels that we want to see. And that's what would change our entire analysis of what's going on in the market. I don't think we have to. A Bitcoin ETF approval would change that. I just don't think. And I said this before, guys. How is the SEC going to improve a Bitcoin ETF with no regulatory clarity? Right? There's zero regulatory clarity upon, really not upon, but about what to do, with crypto in the United States. The ones that are really focused on this ETF situation. So that's our hindsight. We see the stochastics on the bottom. It's extremely overbought. So a pullback is warranted. It's just a matter of when we do that pullback, are we going to break or close above that trend line? And that's going to dictate it off for us. So we'll see. That's our analysis, and that's what we're looking like. So you guys can see the price points there, really aligning with our overview and our outlook on the market. So diving into a couple articles here that I found pretty interesting. Prominent crypto advocacy group says new crypto tax regulations have come into effect that are impossible to comply with. A new press release, Coinsetter, says the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which Congress passed in 2021, came into effect January 1st and will force anyone who receives more than $10,000 in crypto assets to report the transaction to the IRS. The problem is, they're saying in this article here, the problem is many will find it difficult to comply with the supposedly straightforward and possibly unconstitutional new obligation. For example, if a miner or validator receives block rewards in excess of $10,000, whose name, address, and social security number do they report? Meaning and the same thing goes for a private wallet, right? Whose name is assigned to that wallet if you have like a group wallet? So if you engage in on-chain decentralized exchanges of crypto for crypto, you therefore receive $10,000 in cryptocurrency. Who reports that? And by what standards should you measure whether an amount of a particular cryptocurrency is equivalent to more than $10,000? The law is silent on the matter, and the IRS has not issued any guidance answering those questions. This is my point. How do you approve an ETF with unclear regulation? That's my argument. Everyone's saying, "Oh, you're being, you're FUD. You're sharing. You're spreading FUD." Guys, I read some of the comments, guys, and I'm like, listen, I don't understand. And if someone can break that down to me, then I'll information changes situations, right? I'll say, okay, oh, that makes sense. But seeing things like this and, going through, what we read on a day-to-day basis in our research, it's really like, how do you approve an ETF in an environment with regulations like this? There's no clarity. So that's my argument, guys, and that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Taking a look at the Bitcoin fear, greed, still greed. People are still bullish for now. We'll see how we end the week, but people are still fairly greed and AKA bullish on Bitcoin. So this will, this is kind of when I tell people, you sell when you see the greed. That's when you sell, and when this thing turns red, when it turns very negative, that's when you accumulate. That's what we do. Not financial advice. That's just what we do here at Clockwise Crypto, guys. So definitely wanted to share that and break that down because I know a lot of people saw that video about, you know, pretty much saying the Bitcoin ETF not approved. That's our outlook. Like, just if someone can break it down in the comments, and if what I'm saying makes sense, like, if what I'm saying doesn't make sense, put in the comment why it doesn't make sense for me, so I can kind of get some clarity, because I don't see how you approve a Bitcoin ETF with unclear regulations. So hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.